Welcome. How do I burp my baby? In this episode, we'll be learning how to minimize wind in your baby, 4 different ways to burp a baby, and finally, some sick minimizing techniques to try. Depending on whether you are breastfeeding or bottle feeding, there are different methods you can utilize in order to minimize wind. If you're breastfeeding, get help with the latch-on technique. This is one of the primary causes of windy babies. You may have heard that if a mother eats certain foods, that can cause wind in their baby. However, research has found no evidence for this. If you're bottle feeding, when tilting the bottle, make sure to check that the teat and neck are filled with milk. This means that there should be no visible air for your baby to suck in. Make sure that you have the correct size teat so that the rate of flow is correct for your baby. Also, try to sit the baby in a more upright position when feeding them. And if that doesn't work, try switching to an anti-colic bottle. To burp your baby, lay your baby against your shoulder. Straighten their body and legs out by firmly stroking down the back and legs. Remember, you want the baby's belly to be flat against you. Next, gently pat or rub their back in a rhythmic way. Eventually, you should hear a burp come out. Another way to wind your baby is to sit them on your lap and support their head and chest with one hand while rubbing or patting their back with your other. Keep their back straight during this process. If you still don't hear a burp come out within around 30 seconds, then they may have no wind to release at this current time. Throughout the process of burping your baby, you may come across another problem: vomiting. Almost all babies will bring up a small amount of milk after feeding. It is called pusseting, and it is normal. Vomiting, on the other hand, describes larger quantities of milk. Although vomiting is a common occurrence that you are likely to see when you have a little baby, it's important to know how you can minimize the chances of them being sick, and that you know how to deal with it if they are. To minimize sickness, burp the baby halfway through their feed. Also, avoid bouncing them around too much afterwards. If you're bottle feeding your baby, then ensure that the teat of the bottle is suitable for their age. Teats can actually come in different flow sizes. If you find that the flow is too fast, then this may be the cause of your baby throwing up. If you are breastfeeding your baby, then always check to make sure they're latched on properly. Many parents will find that their baby experiences gastroesophageal reflux at some point. Gastroesophageal reflux is caused by stomach acid and milk that flows back up into the throat during and after a feed. If your baby is experiencing reflux, you may find that they're in pain, yelling, or might start showing distress in some other way. If this is the case, contact a doctor or health visitor for advice. So, to recap, burping your baby is a key part of ensuring your baby is comfortable, happy and healthy. A baby will often become very windy because of the way they're feeding. Depending on whether they are breastfed or bottle-fed, take the time to learn about the different methods you can utilize to minimize wind in your baby while feeding them. Speak to a doctor or midwife if you're still unsure when it comes to burping your baby, or if you're unsure about what is causing them to vomit.